Aloha, welcome back to Aina Bear Farm. So it's mid-March, and for our particular location on the Big Island, this is basically monsoon season. So where we are, we get dry summers, very dry fall, and then it starts to get much wetter around November, December. But it seems to peak around February, March, and that has definitely been the case this year. We have had somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 inches of rain since mid-February, over the last month, and we're expecting a lot more this week and into next week. So haven't made a video in a while because it's just been really rainy, but this is a time of year where we do a lot of specific things on the farm because of the rain. It's our heaviest planting time of year, because we want to capitalize on the cloudy days and the extra water and not having to constantly be watering everything when it's new and in the ground. And so we've stuck quite a few things in the ground, and so I'll give you a little tour, just kind of show you some different things that are going on right now. Yeah, so let me flip this around and you can sit back and enjoy. So right here, one of the things I've done is just popped in some of these house plants that we had that were getting overcrowded, divided them up, stick them in the shade. And this here is it's a native fern. Oh shoot, now I'm going to forget the name of it. Maybe it'll come back to me in a moment. But what we did was this one was getting huge, and so we just divided off a few chunks. And polypoli, that's what it is, and stuck in another one here. So we're under the shade of this now very nice size ice cream bean tree. It's been here for a few years, so it's producing quite a bit of shade. So we've got a nice little guild going here with some shade-loving kind of aesthetic plants there. This is a Grimichama Brazilian cherry, which looks like is getting ready to have a little growth spurt. It's really nice when we get all this rain, and then as soon as we start getting a little bit of sunshine, everything just takes off. This is Hoava. This is a native tree, really important for our native bird species. And it's a nice understory. And this is the relative of the mangosteen. Gosh, my memory is just shot today. So, Achaicharu. Sorry, everything's taking me a second. And it's doing really well over here in the shade. And so you can kind of see just in this little area, we're packing it in, and everything's filling in nicely. Got an abiu over here. This is a Z1 grafted variety, and I've had a lot of mixed luck with abiu on this property. This is basically the only one that has thrived and made fruit, and it's pretty healthy and happy. It's already flowering again. It's constantly cranking out fruit. At first, I was not impressed with the quality of the fruit, but I can definitely tell it's getting better every year. So the ones that I've gotten from this year were much sweeter, not as watery, and still not my top favorite fruit, but a nice producer. And at a time when I'm not really getting a ton of other stuff, it's kind of nice to be getting that. This is a good time of year for us to prune our Tithonia back. And so these are clumps. You can kind of see them all through the landscape. It's a clump here, a big clump here, another one in the background there, that offer windbreak for a lot of our trees. Here's another one. And we rejuvenate these a couple times a year, and we try to pick times like this where we're getting ample rainfall, because I just cut these and they're already coming back due to all that rainfall. This is a relatively new plant for us. I got a grafted Alano Sapodillo. We'll see how that does. Hasn't been in the ground very long. And in some cases, we do leave some of the Tithonia, the Mexican sunflower, to provide some shade. I've got a mangosteen under there. But in a lot of spots, we have pruned it away and fed it, like to this jackfruit tree up here. And that also helps us to bank that moisture from the wet season over into the dry season. This ohia flowered for the first time. This was a gift from my friend Jay. So Jay, if you're watching, we got some really cool kind of peach colored flowers on this ohia. That's been a really nice addition. And speaking of native plants, this is another new addition I saw at a nursery. This is Colea, and it just looks so beautiful. The new red leaves coming out. Oh, I need to add that. Another thing we do this time of year is cover up the guinea grass. So if you've watched my videos for a while, you know that we have this progression where, I had this tarped here. This was all guinea grass. And then we switched that over to perennial peanut, which is getting going now. The days are getting a little longer and we're getting plenty of moisture. So we'll start to see that really take off. And then this will be the next section. After a couple months, we peel that off, plant the perennial peanut, and let that run. And in other sections like this, where I've got perennial peanut, we just keep sort of cutting back the grass around it to let it continue to spread. And since I'm here, we'll take a look at this really nice black sapote, the chocolate pudding fruit tree, putting on all that beautiful spring growth. Here's a nice update on our Zone 3 walls of Tithonia. So they are starting to get established. I got a kukui mixed in here. I just went through with the weed whacker just to try to make a little space, and then you can see I need to come through here with the BCS and get the rest of this grass up around all the fruit trees. But these are coming in good. We're going to have a nice new windbreak for the summer. And some more tarped area. This is actually a section in Zone 3. We're just trying something new where we're tarping off alongside some of our paths and just going to throw in a lot of seeds. Pigeon pea for sure, some native hibiscus seeds, sesbania, just a lot of stuff that I've got plenty of seeds from. And, get kind of like these hedgerows going. This is Zone 3. Made a video recently about expanding our Zone 3. So this is the expansion area. Grass is getting a little tall, but all throughout, you can see where we dug out the grass and we've created these planting areas for future fruit trees. And then we've got support species coming up in between them. So for example, here's Clearcidia and an ice cream bean down here. And in some cases, I've got Acacia confusa mixed in there as well. So I have a nice little assortment of support species to get us off to the races when we are ready to put in the fruit trees. And you can kind of see the idea here with the bigger ice cream bean trees. We want to get a little bit of overstory and wind block going so that our fruit trees are protected by the time they go in. Okay, we got to stop and throw the ball to Pulu. Oh, look, you can see the big rain clouds out there in the ocean. Coming this way. I've identified a few spots where we really need some extra windbreak. Right back here is cacao that's just gotten really thrown around by the wind. And then the mangosteen that had the wind hit it like right at the wrong time when it was putting on new leaves. So a little bit of a setback, but it's still fairly happy. And great time of year though to just plop the Tithonia sticks in the ground anywhere you need a windbreak. And as you can see, it just takes off. So we'll have one layer of windbreak there. And then back here, closer to the path, we've got two more Tithonia, as well as a native hibiscus that grows pretty quick there. And so that'll kind of create multiple layers of windbreak. and we just have to manage it. I'm also, as I'm kind of starting to fill the food forest in, you can see this is a Kerry mango here. You can see the Gliricidias down here, ice cream bean in the background, bananas. There's a kukui tree here. Just making sure that as I'm filling it in, I'm still kind of keeping lanes open to get that BCS mower through here so I can maintain the grass. Nice big loquat harvest this year. So we are eating plenty of loquat every day. Talked about this before, but one of my favorite, in my opinion, most underrated fruits. I haven't given an update on this tree in a while, so I thought I would include it. This is Annona salzmani, the beach sugar apple from Brazil. Definitely more of a rare tree in Hawaii. This is a gift from Joe Hewitt, and it's done really well. It just has this extreme vertical tendency, as you can see. And this year we had really bad Kona winds that wanted to topple it, and so I had to top the tree, which I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and now I kind of wish I'd done it sooner because the tree is thriving. It's got new growth at all the tips, and I've got these stakes down here to just kind of hold it in place because it still kind of gets thrown around a little bit. Otherwise, I would also be doing some shaping to these branches, but I've already got kind of too much stuff in the way. Might as well show a little, got some soursop down here that's pretty close to ripe. Yeah, I could pick that really any day now. Let it counter ripen. Looking forward to that. I actually haven't had soursop in a while. Alright, and the last thing on the video, just wanted to show an update of the newer agroforestry system, because I haven't put that on video in a while. One of the things that's kind of crazy, as you can see, the Tithonia, as it gets to right there, it jumps up 3 times the size, much darker green. That is where there was a dog kennel there for years from the neighbors, and this is just all this dog poop in the soil there. You can see the huge difference that it's made in the Tithonia. But otherwise, things are doing good. We've got the ulus in here. There's one right next to the dog pulu there. We've got soursop, we've got longan. Everything is in minus one ulu tree that I'm still waiting on. You can see the ice cream beans are coming up in this mid row. And Tithonia is probably going to let it go for a little while before I take it down again and add it as the chop and drop mulch to the fruit tree rows. And some of our bigger bananas, probably getting close to a point where they will also get used as mulch. We'll probably also try to time it in terms of when we're going to cut this grass. And grass isn't too bad right now, because what I like to do is throw that mulch on there and then put the Tithonia mulch down and then put the grass on top of it. It helps it break down really well. Alright, perfect timing. Starting to rain. So I'm going to head back inside. Hope you enjoyed this update. We will see you back here soon at Ina Bear Farm. Aloha.